check out the highlight video from Caitlin Clark. So she's forced to clap for Caitlin again, and Briann January already looking suspect. Let's listen to this.
We got an Eastern Conference Player of the Week. We got an Eastern Conference Player of the Week.
Watch that body language carefully. Briann January's expression reveals everything you need to understand about what may truly be happening within the Indiana Fever organization right now. That is not celebration. That is not genuine excitement for a teammate's achievement. That appears to be restrained compliance, and the comment section noticed it immediately. Because what we are witnessing here is not just about a single Player of the Week award. This reflects a deeper divide within the Fever organization over who should represent the face of this franchise. And the tension is becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. Caitlin Clark has just secured her 4th Eastern Conference Player of the Week award for Week 10 of the 2024 WNBA season. The statistics are undeniable. 77 points across 3 games, averaging 25 points per game. 27 total assists, leading the entire league with 9 assists per game. On July 28 against Seattle, she recorded 32 points with 7 assists, marking her 9th career 30-plus point game, just one away from tying Tamika Catchings for the second most in franchise history, and she recorded her 4th career triple-double with 26 points, 10 rebounds, and 12 assists, giving her the 3rd most triple-doubles in WNBA history as a rookie. Then against Min.
Clark has done it yet again, winning an additional Player of the Week after a historic triple-double. Now, the team did go on a 5-game winning streak before that loss to the Minnesota Lynx. But one thing you can say, Caitlin Clark, like I told y'all, after All-Star break, be prepared for sugar times 30, bro. Because that's exactly what Caitlin Clark has been displaying.
Here is what makes this situation especially revealing. The Indiana Fever did not award Caitlin Clark this recognition in isolation. Her teammate Kelsey Mitchell recorded 91 points during that same week, the highest scoring output by any player in the WNBA during that period. 91 points. That is 20 points more than Aya Wilson, who scored 71 points and ranked 2nd. Kelsey Mitchell delivered an outstanding performance, and yet the Eastern Conference Player.
I think the plan is for the Indiana Fever is that they want Kelsey Mitchell to be the MVP. They're feeding her the ball. They're feeding her points. It's clear to me they want Kelsey Mitchell to be the MVP. Let me know if I'm tripping, because I don't think I'm tripping. I don't think I'm tripping at all. Not at all. Not even a little.
Now we arrive at the central point of the theory gaining attention among Fever fans. Listen carefully to what the commentator says here. I think the plan for the Indiana Fever is that they want Kelsey Mitchell to be the MVP. They are feeding her the ball. They are increasing her scoring opportunities. It is clear to me they want Kelsey Mitchell to be the MVP. Let us evaluate that claim using actual evidence. Over the past month, there has been a noticeable shift in how the Fever operate offensively. Kelsey Mitchell's usage rate has increased significantly. She is attempting more shots per game.
Kelsey Mitchell was crazy. Let's see what somebody said. Please explain. The fake outrage is stupid. How? Exactly. That's more like it. You could be happy when you're recognized. Well done, Caitlin. Damn, 11 best guard in the league. And now, guys, we cannot forget, they did mark Caitlin Clark as the 11th best point guard in the league, bro. Like, we got to hold them to that. Caitlin Clark with the cook.
Interview 4. The comments section has not overlooked this detail, and neither should we. Earlier this season, analysts ranked Caitlin Clark as the 11th best point guard in the WNBA. 11th, not top 10, not top 5. 11th best point guard in a 12-team league. At the time, it appeared to be extreme undervaluation. The kind of opinion intended to generate strong reactions. However, now, with the perspective of a full season's data, that ranking appears even more unreasonable. Caitlin Clark currently leads all rookies in points, assists, three-pointers made, and Player of the Week awards. She is on pace to break multiple rookie records. She ranks 3rd in the entire league in assists per game, not only among rookies, but among all players. She is producing triple-doubles at a rate that places her alongside historic figures in the game. And yet, there are individuals within the basketball media landscape and seemingly within her own organization who appear determined to downplay her impact. Why? What is the reason? Part of this is the natural resistance to hype. When a player enters the league with as much attention as Caitlin Clark did, following back-to-back national championships and one of the most prolific college scoring careers in NCAA history, there is often an immediate tendency among some media members and veterans to slow expectations. Let us see her perform at this level first. That was reasonable. She has done it. She has proven it, and still the expectations continue to shift. But there is another element here.
28th against the Seattle Storm, Caitlin Clark led the team to victory with the team high 32 points, 7 assists. The game marked the 9th 30-plus point scoring game of Caitlin Clark's career, one away from tying Tamika Catchings with 10 for the second most in franchise history. Then followed that up on July 31st against Portland. Caitlin Clark earned her 4th career triple-double, 26 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, giving her the 3rd most triple-doubles in WNBA history, baby. Finally, against the Minnesota Lynx, Caitlin Clark recorded her 27th.
Let us break down what Caitlin Clark truly accomplished this week, because the numbers deserve full recognition. Against the Seattle Storm on July 28th, she recorded 32 points on efficient shooting, scoring from all 3 levels. She was not only scoring, she was directing the offense, facilitating, and making the correct decision on every possession. 7 assists in that game, and several of them were highlight-level passes that were featured on SportsCenter. That performance gave her 9 career games with 30 or more points, tying her for 2nd in Indiana Fever franchise history, just one behind Tamika Catchings, one of the greatest players to ever represent the Fever. Consider that for a moment. Caitlin Clark is a rookie, not even halfway through her first professional season, and she is already being mentioned alongside Tamika Catchings in franchise scoring history. Catchings played 13 seasons in Indiana, won a championship, earned 10 All-Star selections, and is a first-ballot Hall of Famer. Clark has played 29 games. The trajectory is remarkable. Then came the Portland game on July 31st, where she posted 26 points, 10 rebounds, and 12 assists, her 4th career triple-double in the WNBA's 78-year history. Only a limited number of players have recorded more than 4 triple-doubles in their entire careers. Caitlin Clark has reached 4 before the All-Star break of her rookie season. She now holds the 3rd highest total of triple-doubles in league history, trailing only players who have had multiple seasons to achieve them. And she is accomplishing this while being the primary focus of every opposing defense, facing pressure beyond the three-point line, absorbing physical contact that often goes uncalled, and managing the expectations of being the most closely followed rookie in WNBA history. Finally, against Minnesota, even in a loss, she recorded 19 points and 10 assists, her 27th career double-double. That marks her 25 points assists double-double, placing her just 3 away from Sue Bird's total for the 3rd most in WNBA history. Sue Bird played 19 seasons. Caitlin Clark is 29 games into her first. At this pace, she is on track to surpass that mark before the regular season concludes. That is not just impressive. It is historic, generational, and truly unprecedented production.
For allowing me to express this full circle moment from playing with Barbie dolls as a little girl to having my own, wearing my signature Reebok shoes, getting to put that doll in little girl's hands All-Star Weekend, share that moment with the Boys and Girls Club, and watch their faces light up. That's the dream. I can't wait to see all of you with your Angel Barbie dolls. Now, somebody said that Angel lied, so let's see.
And now we need to address Angel Reese, because this clip highlights something important about how narratives are formed and sometimes challenged in real time. In one interview, Angel Reese explains how meaningful it is to have a Barbie doll created in her image, especially because she did not have dolls that reflected her appearance while growing up. She emphasizes how intentional she was with this partnership, ensuring that young girls who resemble her can see themselves represented. That is a powerful message, and it resonates strongly. However, in another clip from a separate interview, Angel restates that she did not play with Barbies growing up because they did not look like her, which is why this partnership holds significance today. This creates a point of confusion. Did she play with Barbies and wish they looked like her, or did she avoid them because they did not reflect her? These are two different accounts. And the comments section noticed it immediately. She said she never played with Barbie because they did not look like her, but now she is telling everyone how much fun she had growing up playing with them. She sounds uncertain. Now, is this a major controversy?
No.
People can recall their childhoods differently. People may share different versions of the same experience depending on the context and audience. However, it reflects a broader pattern where the narratives surrounding certain players are accepted without question, while others, particularly Caitlin Clark, have every statement closely examined and every claim carefully reviewed. Angel Reese can share differing versions of her childhood in separate interviews, and it receives minimal attention. Caitlin Clark makes a single comment that could be interpreted in different ways, and it becomes an extended discussion about her attitude. This is not Angel Reese's responsibility. She did not create this situation, but it exists and influences how players and their achievements are viewed. When Caitlin Clark earns Player of the Week for the fourth time, it is sometimes presented as controversial, as though it were undeserved, as though Kelsey Mitchell was overlooked. When Angel Reese delivers a strong performance, it is recognized as evidence of a competitive and talented rookie class, which is accurate, but the framing differs noticeably. One player's success is portrayed as expected and deserved. The other's success is presented as open to debate. That contrast shapes public perception in ways that are difficult to measure, yet impossible to overlook.
That was broken. Let's pull up the actual article here. It says Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark named Eastern Conference Player of the Week. Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark wins another Player of the Week for Week 10 of the 2026 WNBA season. It was announced today. Caitlin Clark is a cumulative 77 points this past week, the third most scored by any player in the WNBA over a span of only behind her teammate Kelsey Mitchell, who had 91, and Asia Wilson with 97. Averaging 25 points per game, Caitlin Clark had the fifth highest.
Here is what the statistics show when narratives are set aside and only performance is considered. Caitlin Clark averaged 25 points per game during Week 10, which ranked as the fifth highest scoring average in the league for that week. Strong, but not the highest. However, her 27 total assists led the entire WNBA. 9 assists per game. No other player came close. That is elite-level playmaking, the type of leadership that elevates an entire offense. Her 53% field goal percentage during that stretch further demonstrates that she was not simply taking excessive shots to increase numbers. She was efficient, making sound decisions, selecting high-quality attempts, and converting at a strong rate. Kelsey Mitchell, in comparison, recorded the highest scoring total that week with 91 points. Aya Wilson followed with 71. Caitlin Clark's 77 points placed her third. So, when evaluating scoring alone, Mitchell holds the advantage. However, basketball extends beyond scoring. It is about total impact. When assists, efficiency, and her triple-double performance are considered, Caitlin Clark's case for Player of the Week becomes clear. She did not only score. She directed the game. She elevated the performance of her teammates. She contributed across every major statistical category.